Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, everyone out there. Thank you so much for coming back again. This is Kami Nakomi, and you are in Kami Nakomi World for another breakdown of the last episode of House of the Dragons. This is called The Treason of Tumbleton. That's what basically is name of the last episode, episode 8. And of course, I am joined by my brother, Jew Jams, man. What's going on with you, man?
What's going on? What's going on? We in here. Season finale.
Season finale, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you being here with me, man. I really appreciate it. We stuck through. We doing the last episode real quick right after the episode. I just finished my notes, so we ready to do it real quick, man.
Let's do it.
This was the episode. This is one of those Game of Thrones fight episodes where I felt like they sent off the episode real good, and they basically tied up a bunch of other things and set us up really good for the next season. So.
You definitely got a lot of Battle of the Bastards feel. You got a little bit of the episode what's that 5 when Daenerys burnt the city. You got a little bit of everything in there.
Absolutely with the the shell shocked feel of basically being in the war, man. It was really good. It was basically really good, man. So we start off with Rhaenyra basically getting the news that Aegon and Sunfire are not dead. They are still alive, and they basically have flown off from the woods. And so she goes to tell Daemon, yo, like, they're alive. People told me they was dead. They're alive. I don't know what I'm going to do. She's having a nervous breakdown. And he's like, yo, chill. Calm down.
What in the world? This She's girl like, here. But I like how calm he was. You know, he could have been like, I told you so. You know,
right.
He was real calm about it. And he let it play out. He let it play out. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, I ain't going nowhere.
Exactly. He was just like, listen, hey, you got me. I'm here right here. We're gonna do what we're supposed to do. We can't get to where we want to be unless we do what we're supposed to do. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna do what I do. And she's just like, all right, go ahead, do what you do. But listen, remember my name's on this. You can't go out there killing everybody. Remember that people, the televisions are out there, man. So people are watching. Don't go out there and just do nothing crazy. And he's like, I got you.
No problem.
We got this.
Because Daemon Ben wanted to burn Tumbleton. He wanted to burn Tumbleton when they first moved in. He was like, yo, we got to root them out right now.
He wanted to burn Ormond before he even got to Tumbleton. This would have been done, though. This would have been done, though. So,
and you know what? That philosophy for me, I'm all for it when it comes to war, because you leave anything behind, you don't know if it's going to come back and get you later. Root them out immediately, get rid of them. You don't want to think about them when you're in the middle of war.
And basically, if he would have did that, it would have been just soldiers, plain and simple. Instead of now they in the middle of the urban warfare, and they got to worry about casualties. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. So he's just like, all right, I'm gonna tell. He's like, all right. He's like, listen, I'm gonna have 3 dragons with me, and she's like, nah. Hugh Hammer's gonna be here at the Dragon Pit to watch out for Aegon coming back, just in case Aegon decides to coming back. You're gonna go out to Tumbleton and kill every single Hightower. She said, I want you to kill every single Hightower.
I love it.
And then I'm gonna go out and kill Aegon myself.
I love it.
I was like, okay, Rhaenyra,
I love it.
You finally ready to get bad. Let's get bad. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
So then she walks out, and on her way out, she's confronted by Baela, who's just like, yo, so what you gonna do about Corlys? And she's like, hey, Corlys would have been fine if he was here. Right. He would have been fine if his ass was right where he was at, but he found himself in a predicament that he put himself in.
And I'm surrounded by all sides right now. I don't know what to tell you, baby.
I don't know what to tell you, baby.
You know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you. Then the chick got slick at the lip. Lord have mercy.
Then she got slick at the lip. She was just like, hey, you just basically be leaving people, don't you? As soon as you don't need nobody, you forget about them and you just abandon them. And she's just like, you insolent little... you insolent child from an insolent family.
I feel a way though. A lot of people have been bucking up at her, and if she grab up the damn little small black girl, I got but all right, I'll take it.
It's making me feel away, man. It's making me feel away. I'm feeling away, man. I'm feeling away. That's all I know, man. That's all I feel. I'm like, yo,
others.
You didn't want to do that to Mysaria. Yeah. You definitely didn't do that to Alicent or Helena.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, and spoiler alert, losing Helena, that loses her dream seer. She likes to keep that seer. She needs the seer.
She needed, so I mean, I guess she was handling her with kid gloves for the moment. She was handling with kid gloves, basically.
All right, let's get rolling.
Yeah, so they go to Alan, and he's basically
trying to find her escort.
Hold on. Yeah. No, we go to Alan, and basically he is he greets Valyrian soldiers on the I'm guessing this is on the shores of King's Landing.
Correct.
And they have arrived, and basically they're like, all right, so we're gonna go get Corlys, and he's like, no, we're gonna stay here, and we're gonna help Rhaenyra hold down King's Landing. And they're just like, yo, how you just gonna basically who are you to tell us what we gonna do? Like, come on, son. We like, yo, how you gonna tell me? He's just like, and so he lets him know. He's just like, listen, I am who Corlys basically has. I am his son. I'm his oldest living heir, and I am the one that basically he has chosen to be his heir. And I'm in the future Lord of Driftmark. Now what?
He threw a lot out. A lot of it wasn't facts, but he threw it out anyway. Hey. You gotta his tenacity.
Sometimes you got to throw it out there, man. You catch it. Oh, I got one.
It looked like they buying into it. Let me keep going.
They bit. So so exactly. So basically, then we got Hugh Hammer, and he's looking mad as he's watching Daemon prepare to leave for Templeton, because he's basically grounded, waiting to being told to stay in King's Landing. But he looks kind of worried and mad that he got to stay in King's Landing while Daemon rides out to Templeton,
especially knowing his wife is there.
Exactly.
Even though she sort of disowned him, that's still his wife, so
it's still his wife. He gonna try to protect her no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then we go to Templeton, and the Hightowers are preparing for war, and Lord Ormond knights Daeron, basically trying to gas him up. You know what I'm saying? Are you ready to fight? Well, you might as well be knighted if you're gonna be knighted. So first what I find really crazy,
is a mastermind, yo,
is that he makes him kind of swear an oath to Hightower pretty much first. Then he basically or swear to this fight that he's about to be in, and then he makes him makes him a knight with the whole entire little ceremony and thing, basically. Right. And then we go to Off the White, who is now he is in Templeton, in the bars of Templeton, talking shit, drunk as hell, just talking about Rhaenyra and Daemon. And then he's telling him, he's like, I'm about to go out there, and I'm about to basically I'm about to do my thing. And he puts on a helm that has white hair attached to the helm. I'm just like, yo, you are wilding, my dude. I'm like, really? You got a whole white weave attached to the back of your helmet. Hey, I'm just like you want to be a Targaryen so bad.
Like Alan, you gotta applaud his tenacity, yo. Because he was laying it all thick up in there, yo.
Hey,
he was laying it all thick.
If you don't do that, you ain't trying. You ain't trying, bro. So we go back to Rhaenyra, and Rhaenyra basically orders her serving women to get the Septon to go and tell the Septon that I'm coming down to the Sept today to be crowned today. You're gonna anoint me today.
Today in front of the people.
And she's just like, all right, Your Grace, can I do anything else for you? And she's like, you know what? Yeah, one more thing. And then she's like, yo, one more thing.
She's essentially purging all the weakness.
Yes. Then she sends Mysaria. No, she sends her, what's the name? She sends her serving lady to Mysaria's quarters and tells Mysaria, and they walk in and immediately start to pack up her shit. They didn't even tell her first. They just immediately walked in and had a whole bunch of people just start packing up her shit. And she goes in like, hey,
pack her up.
The queen has told me to tell you thank you for all your service. And she's going to send you with gold out to Pentos. So you can basically buy a whole manse and servants to live out your whole entire life in luxury. Thank you for your service. And Mysaria's just like, what?
And then the tenacity of the servant girl.
Like,
she was like, hey,
I don't know.
With haste, guys. With haste.
Exactly. With haste, guys.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what's wrong with her. Hurry up, dudes. This is crazy, son. Helena then is outside in the air. She's basically getting some air, and she's able to walk, basically, walk around a little bit. But then one of the soldiers come back to, escort her back into the keep. And when she's walking back, she actually sees the white mare that's attached to a wagon, the one from her dream. She actually sees that white mare. And when she's walking up is when she sees Mysaria. Basically, they're packing up Mysaria's stuff on that wagon. And before Mysaria leaves, she tells her, don't trust the queen. One last dig. Hey, don't trust the queen.
On the way out.
Oh yeah, and Aegon's alive. They're gonna keep you as a hostage, or don't trust the queen. And I'm just like, sorry, you just couldn't leave. Just leave, bro. You just had to basically dig it in one more time, son. So then we cut to Aemon, and he's out. He finally wakes up after being poisoned by his mother. And he says, Alice comes and wakes him up and is just like, you all right? He's just like, hey, you almost died. And he's just like, hey, I don't care if I live or die no more, man. I messed up. I tried to kill my brother. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't care if he survives. And so
he's been having those dreams like every night about him killing his brother. He woke up to that dream.
Going through it, son. He's been going through it. You know what I'm saying? But then she tells him the story of a lady of Harrenhal, the one when Aegon actually attacked the castle of Harrenhal, and that lady's son got burnt by the dragon fire, and she tried everything she could to try to save her son until she just decided to make a pact with the old powers of the land, basically the children of the forest, pretty much,
or the green men. It was either the children of the forest or the green men.
Or the green men. They're right there they're right there at God's eye. You know what I'm saying? And so she made that pact with them, but basically it couldn't kill her son. It couldn't cure her son, but instead it made that lady live forever, basically, and now cannot leave the Riverlands. So Daemon realizes that this is her that she's talking about. And he's just like, yo, that's over 100 years old. What you talking about? And she's just like, it is what it is, bro. We both stuck.
I'm a little over a buck. I'm a little over a buck.
I'm a little over a buck. I don't look nowhere over 99, baby. I don't look over 99, baby. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So
that basically passed on from lord to lord to lord to lord. That's why she wanted Harrenhal, because she knows she's stuck there. So if she can at least be the Lord of Harrenhal,
and it gets to keep on getting passed on from lord to lord to lord, and she's just like, all these dudes who basically don't even deserve the place basically gets given Harrenhal over me. And I've been here. So then we go to Rhaenyra, back to Rhaenyra, and she goes to tell Helena that she must eat because her servant lady came and told her that she's not eating. So she's just like, listen, you gotta eat. At least do it for the baby. You know what I'm saying? Of course. That's why. Do it for the baby. That's why I want you to eat.
Thinking about the baby.
Yeah, because you think about the baby.
Hostage.
But she tells Rhaenyra basically that she saw something beautiful and realizes Rhaenyra doesn't give two shits about that beetle. But then she says, you know what? Basically, that beetle was beautiful, but you're ugly. Our father would be ashamed of this. Our father would be ashamed of this.
In a nutshell.
Everything you do is ugly, and so are you. And Rhaenyra's just like, all right, so you're not going to eat. All right. And she has the soldiers come in and basically hold her mouth open and force food down her throat, bro. Just force food down her throat.
I love how they don't even have to say it again. They must either said it before they got there.
Oh, yeah.
She just walked off and looked at them, and they knew exactly what was about to go down.
Exactly. I'm sure she already was like, listen, bring the food. If she don't eat, y'all gonna force her to eat. Period. And she ain't need to say nothing else. They was gonna do it. So Alan is found in the streets with while he's getting his soldiers together by his brother Adam, and it's just like, yo. So I mean, what are you doing here? You know, our father's out in Templeton. I mean, what are you doing here? He's just like, hey man, I'm here because Rhaenyra needs me here to take care of King's Landing, basically, and to hold King's Landing for her. And he's just like, so you're just gonna be a sucker for Rhaenyra. You know what I'm saying? She put you in that position, and so you just high on your horse basically because you got put in your position. You know what I'm saying? You want to replace. She wants to replace you. Replace our father with you. You know what I'm saying? He's just
the
like,
hate is real. The hate is
real, son. He would have never came off sideways with his brother before that whole entire Baela situation, son.
Period. I want to say it's because he getting more favor with Rhaenyra, but it's over Baela.
That's over Baela. That's what it's about. That's what it's really, really about. What's really, really hood, son. That's exactly really what it's about.
He's been a bastard father to us for all our life.
Exactly.
I choose to do something different, and you hating on me. It's over that girl.
It's over that girl. It's over that girl. We used to be tight, and now you with what's the name? And so he's just like, so what you gonna do? And he's just like, hey, I'm gonna go do my duty. Alan basically is the bigger man and walks off. He's like, I'm gonna go do my duty, and he walks off. Poor Alan. So Rhaenyra basically is all dressed up, in complete dragon armor and mail underneath her dragon armor, as per my thumbnail, and she basically comes out with Prince Joffrey following her behind, and I'm just like, why did they name that poor child Joffrey? That's just my only thoughts. I just can't understand why they named that poor child Joffrey. But anyway, so they climb into a litter and they basically get carried off towards the Great Sept, and they're protected by the Valyrian army as they're basically walking towards the Great Sept. On the walls of Tumbleton, Daeron and Gawain are looking out, at the Tully army, and they're just like, yeah, we gonna die. There's a whole lot of them, and it's not enough of us. We gonna die, plain and simple. And so they're standing there looking at the Tully army, and then they see kids being led up to the walls to man the walls. I'm just like, yo, Lord Armin
is diabolical, yo. Diabolical.
Matter of fact, he thinks that these people are all traitors and beneath him anyway.
Yeah, all that stuff he said, I charge you to protect the innocent, those who can't defend themselves. I need you to do this. Oh, yeah. Are the kids on their way up? All right, good deal.
All right, cool. Good deal. Crazy, son. So they looking at the kids coming up on the walls, and Lord Ormond is basically being informed by one of his soldiers, and he looks definitely not pleased by it. They looking for Ulf. They can't find Ulf. You know what I'm saying? And so Gawain spots it and is just like, yo, something that he had in his plan is not going right. But I have an idea. Gawain has an idea, so he's just like, all right, I'm gonna go. So Daeron know that Daeron, before he decides to go, before Gawain decides to go, basically he says like, hey, I think I should go on my dragon and go take flight and to protect the castle. And Gawain's just like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Give me a second. I got an idea. Give me a second. So
this little kid is crazy.
He's like, that's a stupid idea.
14 years old.
That's a stupid idea. Slow down, bro. Slow down. So out of nowhere, Daemon rides in on Caraxes over the town. He basically does a low flyover over the town and lands in his with his army. And Ormond is looking, and Ormond is walking, and while same time Ormond is basically walking through the streets looking for Off in the streets. It's like trying to find him. Gawain goes to court. His idea is to go to Corlys and ask Corlys if he'll basically swear for Daeron, if he'll back Daeron. And Corlys is like, listen, man, all I got left is my balls and my word.
Is it? I got no house. I got no wife. My two kids are gone. I got 2 grandkids and 2 bastards. I ain't got a lot going for me right now.
All I got left is my honor. That's all I got left. So Daeron's just like, all right, well, we're going to do this the hard way. So basically, he has his men take Corlys. So he basically, back in King's Landing, at the sept bells are ringing, and it's basically back in King's Landing, basically Mysaria is on the back of a wagon that's being escorted through the streets, and a whole bunch of people is in the streets, and they basically block the way for the wagon. And right then, Mysaria takes that opportunity to run away off the wagon. And I'm just like, girl, you could have basically won the Powerball and got a whole mansion across the sea and rode this whole entire war out.
It said she pulls a Christian Cole and says, I got to get my ex-lover Rhaenyra back. I got to get her back. I got to pay her back. I can't let her get away with this.
I ain't done. I got to get her back. I'm just going to get my leg back.
Cole did, man. Yo, when Rhaenyra cuts people off, man, they lose their mind.
Bro, it was just like, I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you? Anyway, in the litter, Rhaenyra's there, and she's riding with her son. And basically,
what up, Jaguar?
So basically, she's riding with her son, and she decides to basically, tell her son, about the prophecy. What's going on, Jaguar? Thank you for coming through, man. Thank you for coming through. So she decides to basically tell Joffrey the prophecy of ice and fire, and
which is crazy.
None of it sounds absolutely right. It's just like, she's just like, oh, my father told me, and I told your brother Jace, and he died. So I'm gonna tell you now because you're gonna be the king one day. And she doesn't, like, everything she says, it sounds uneasy. Like she does not, like, if I had a boss and sounded like her and we going through some tough times, I'm going on Indeed. I'm going on Indeed, bro, because it don't sound like this is going to end well for none of us.
You don't even look like she believe it.
She don't sound like she believe it. She's just crazy. Like, I gotta believe it, because if I don't believe it, I ain't gonna be queen. And I gotta be queen. I'm queen. So I gotta believe it, right? That's basically like her words are shaky, her eyes are shaky. Like nothing is steady with this chick, man. Nothing is steady with this chick. And Daeron is just looking at her like, okay, mom. And she's just basically there like, yo, like, this is basically, this is what's supposed to happen. So Daemon is, he rides forth to the Tully captains, and they all meet with, they are basically met by a soldier who says that the High Tower knight approaches with Lord Corlys. So they're just like, what? So they decide to say, all right, let's go see what he got to say. You know what I'm saying? So they treat with Daeron, and they ask to allow they treat with Daemon, and they ask to allow Daeron to rule Old Town and allow him to leave and rule Old Town, and to basically separate this all back into 7 kingdoms. And all 7 kingdoms basically rule themselves again. And Daeron looking at him like, oh, is that what you think? Is that what you want?
Word. And I love the way he was looking off to the side, like, This war ends with everybody's head on a spike. That's the only way it's going to end.
It ain't going to end no other way, son. No other way. Y'all all going to die. I mean, hell, that's what the queen told me to do, and I'm not going to come back to Rhaenyra without doing what she asked me to do. Not this time. You know what I'm saying?
And even Corlys tried to make sense of it or whatever. I like how he dropped it down to not king, but region. You know what I mean?
Or warden of the West. You know what I'm saying? Corlys is like, hey, I don't think it's a dumb idea. I mean, I don't think it's dumb, basically. And Daemon lets him know, listen, that can't go down because Aegon's still alive. And Aegon's like, he's like, oh, y'all didn't hear the news? Y'all didn't catch the tweet? Y'all didn't, I don't know. Aegon and his son and his dragon is still alive. So this ain't going to end no other way besides all of y'all dying.
Period.
It is. That's just what it is.
This little dude over here talking about the king of hot. What the hell?
He said,
what up, Craig?
You know what? Matter of fact, Corlys, you're my president right now. You go back off into the castle. You're gonna die with your people. Period. And my man basically he scurries off as quick as possible, baby. He scurries off quick as possible. Daemon was like, yo, no deal, Howie. No deal.
I thought he actually put a knife in his throat, but he actually just grabbed him up. I thought he put a knife in his throat.
I did too. But because he flinched, like he was scared. He flinched like so. And so then basically the city prepares for attack. So out of nowhere, Sunfire and Aegon arrive in Harrenhal for a chat with his brother.
Classic.
Yo,
this scene was classic.
This scene came through and was just absolutely like, yo, hold up. So he comes through and he's just like, yo, I'm alive, bro. I'm alive. And that's all you need to know. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying?
Cannot be.
And he's just like, so Daemon can't believe it.
Dead.
He slaps the hell out of him.
I'm alive.
Oh my God.
Yo, he came through and he just smacked the hell out of him. He smacked fire out of him right quick. Yo, you're muted. You're muted. Hey, go ahead. Oh,
okay. I said, yo, and he's doing a damn good job on his character because Aegon is damn near likable right now. He's starting to be a real likable character.
Mad people is jumping ship, son. Mad people's jumping ship, and this is like Team Aegon now again. And Aemon sitting there like, I can't believe my eye. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe what I'm seeing. But for real, Aegon really is actually like, yo, compared to Rhaenyra, why not? It can't get no worse. It can't get no worse.
And then, wait a minute. And then he tells her to get up, and here comes Alice, and the same Hightower fashion. Who the fuck is this?
Who the fuck is this? He's like,
who in the world is this, bro? You up in here? Do you know what's going on out there, man?
That's my fiance.
Do you know what's going on out there, man?
Aegon's just like, yo, do you know what's going on? He just completely ignores her after that. He's just like, yo, do you know what's going on out there?
You out here picking up stray girls, and we out there fighting the fight right there that took over the castle. Darren dumbass down there talking about he king. Yo, it's crazy. You out there talking about marriage proposals.
So what's the name? Yo, so Aegon's asking him to fight him, and he's just like, I'm not gonna fight you, basically. So Aegon decides to bring him up to speed. So I give him the lowdown, like, listen, Rhaenyra done took over the castle. She said that she said that you killed me. You need me and you are gonna get back on Dreamfire, go and find Rhaegar, and go to Templeton and bust stuff up and then basically go to King's Landing, so I could basically get my throne back, and then maybe I'll forgive you. Then maybe I'll forgive you after that. I'm like, yo, for real. Don't get me wrong. I'm not picking sides. I'm not saying I'm I'm Team Rhaenyra. Before I was Team Rhaenyra, but I'm not gonna lie. Aegon got charisma.
Aegon ain't bad, yo. He ain't not bad.
He was a man forced into an impossible position, and he's making the best with what he got.
Alice tried to talk. He was like, shut up. This is gonna happen.
Who is this? Anyway, so yes, brotherly love, Craig, exactly. So Daemon basically tells the Lords his plan. He's like, hey, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ride in with Caraxes. I'm gonna hit the walls. I'm gonna basically burn the walls, and then we're gonna hit the gate, and then it's like, oh, yo, somebody comes in. Oh, yo, they put kids up there, and the Winter Wolves is like, this bastard. It's like, yo, he's horrible. I forgot exactly the words he used, but he was just like, yo, Ormond is horrible, son. You put kids on the walls. This is garbage. So anyway, so Daemon is like, I. We're gonna send the Winter Wolves in to take the walls, get in, open the gate. And then when you open the gate, then you could die. And Winter Wolves is like, it's about damn time you decided to use your soldiers, man. It's about time you decided to use your soldiers, bro. So he decides, so basically, back in King's Landing, Rhaenyra enters the Sept and demands that the High Septon anoints her queen. And he's just like, nope. I already told you that that's not what's going to happen. I already told you that's not what's going to happen, son. So, I hope Drew James comes back soon. But so he denies him. He denies her again. And so basically, she's just like, she just decides that she's not even going to basically do the whole back and forth with him again. She's like, all right, is that how you feel? All right, so this dude's a traitor. And then basically she walks back off. And Alan comes up and kills the High Septon. And I'm like, damn it, Alan. I'm just like, I feel you. You're doing what you need to do for your queen. But at the same time, bro, that feels like bad juju, son. It feels like bad juju to go ahead and kill a priest. You may not even a priest. You killed the Pope pretty much. You ran up and killed the Pope. You know what I'm saying? Because she basically told you that's what you needed to do. You were serving the queen, and the queen said, "This dude gotta die so I could become queen. So I could become queen, basically." And he went ahead and did it. Everybody was looking at him like, "Word, son? That's what you decided? That's what you just did?" So, and then Rhaenyra comes out to address the crowd. She doesn't even wait for somebody else to come. She doesn't even ask any of the other ones. So, any of you guys gonna basically anoint me? I mean, that's what I would have did. Like, all right, so who's next?
She was gonna ask the Maester to do it.
I thought she was gonna ask the Maester to do it, or she could have asked the Maester to do it, maybe. Because I mean, hell, that what's the name? Cersei did that, or basically, or ask any of the other Maesters. Like, okay, so all of y'all want to die for this?
Right.
Anybody else want to die for this, basically? And had somebody do it, basically. But no, she just decided to say, you know what? I'm done with the 7th. I don't need the 7th. We've been here. I'm from the blood of old Valyria, and it's older than the 7th. Plain simple. So she walks out.
Yeah, I agree, Jaguar. It was that was the last straw for the common people.
That was the last straw.
That was bad business.
I was on pins and needles waiting for somebody to run out and be like, yo, she just killed the High Septon. I was waiting for that to happen. And I was like, oh, here comes the riot. Here comes the riot. But we're not ready for the riot. I was waiting for the riot, but that wasn't what we was doing. It wasn't that time yet. It wasn't that time yet, man. So she comes out and she tells the crowd, like, yo, I was chosen to be queen by my father, who basically made all the lords of the realm come up here and swear to me that I was going to be queen. So I am your queen, and I am the protector of the realm, and I'm the only one who could guard y'all from the evil in the north beyond the wall. And people looking at him like,
And she really could have just stopped there. All that evil north and all that telling them
she
the
didn't
whole
even need to go that
secret.
far.
It's a fucking secret.
Beyond the secret, it happened 8,000 years ago. No one believes that shit actually even happened. That's like telling people that, oh, King Arthur or whatever, basically. No, it's a fable. If not, most people probably in the South don't even remember that joint. That's probably most people in the North would halfway believe that it kind of works, but it kind of might have happened back in the day. But they basically don't even believe that it's going to happen ever again. But you basically go ahead and tell people like, hey, I am the prince that was promised. And she says it in High Valyrian, which nobody in that whole crowd understands. So why did you even do that?
Yeah, I disagree with that whole thing. Like I said, in the very beginning, I get it. The very first part, just to remind everybody that she was anointed, blah, 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 blah. Aegon is the false king. She could have stopped there.
She could have stopped right there.
All of that other stuff, ain't nobody care. And it's a secret. Aegon passed it down.
That to me reminded me of Joffrey trying to remind people that he's the king.
Yep.
All she needed to do was say, yo, I'm the queen. And left it right there.
Right there. I'm out.
I'm the queen. My father basically named me as his heir. All the lords came and basically swore to me that I was going to be queen. Left it right there. I am your queen. And I am here to rule and to lead, and I will keep you safe. Boom. Nothing else needed to be said. She was basically up there. Matter of fact, she stood there for a good like 20 seconds, like she was trying to figure out what she was going to say. You didn't know what you was going to say to them after you basically decided to do all that. You basically, what was it, a pregnant pause? When you basically stalling for dramatics? It was real weak sauce, bro. It was real weak sauce. Anyway, then... Blades in, bellies out.
It's really easy not to root for her, yo.
Making it real easy not to root for her. Because I'm sure that because they basically killed the Septon is exactly why the Shepherd is going to basically take control.
And since you mentioned that, I just feel, you know how they change characters up. I think Masari is going to end up being the Shepherd. I think Masari is going to end up playing the part of the Shepherd.
You have a point.
Yeah, because she already she's the speaker, right? You know,
and now that the high towers are basically gone, and she's basically gonna exactly. Now that the high tower money ain't flowing through, what's the name? She's gonna basically come and step right in. That actually sounds like a. That makes complete sense as far as basically rewriting and adapting the book to we call it. Because why introduce a whole nother character who doesn't have any type of any type of weight in the storyline? Now you got to build up this whole other character and basically figure out why people basically really want her or actually following what she has to say. Okay, so blades in, belly out. Blades out, bellies in. The Winter Wolves basically run to attack Templeton.
One of the dopest things leading up to a charge ever on the screen, yo.
Absolutely.
Ever.
Absolutely.
One of the dopest. When they started stomping and then they kept going, I was like, oh, this is so dope.
And they're beating the drums basically, and they walking up. Dope. And they basically, my man looked at the line of arrows, basically see how far they got. This is like, this is the last stop right here, bro. It's no stopping right now. One step ahead, you got to basically keep moving, bro. As soon as he got there, and he looked there, somebody next to him got shot and killed with an arrow. Right.
Loose your arrows. Shoot. Well, damn.
All right.
Well, damn.
Here we go.
Pretty simple.
The kids are up on the walls. They pissing themselves while they standing there. My man decided to start throwing up, and I'm just like, I could imagine, bro. There's a whole ass dragon out on the field and 20,000 men, and they're all basically there to take your town, and they just put you on the front lines. That is wild work, bro. That is wild work.
Wow.
Yo. Wow. So And all the while, the High Towers begin to basically rain down arrows on the Winter Wolves as they're running towards the town. Then Lord Ormond basically finally finds Lord somebody runs up to Lord Ormond and tells him that Daeron tried to make a deal with the Targaryen army. And he's just like, he did what? I thought he was gonna go try to find Daeron immediately, but he had something else to do. He was like, "Listen, I'm trying to find off, plain and simple. Bump that other foolishness." The Wolves finally make it to the wall, and they breach, and they fight their way up basically, and start fighting the High Tower men on the fighting the High Tower men on the wall. And this one random ass little kid, bro, decides to hit him on his ankle. I was like, what was that? My man didn't hesitate. He basically he didn't hesitate to basically take that kid out. He's like, you don't want to live. You don't want to live. Me take you out of your misery, bro. So then the Targaryen forces can't, they're also out there looking for Off the White. They basically run up to Daemon and tell him, "Hey, we can't find Off the White, bro. His dragon is here, but he's nowhere to be found." So they send him out to go basically look for Off the White. And then Hugh the Hammer basically arrives on his dragon, and he's like, "Yo, what is Hugh the Hammer doing here, bro?" He's like, "Yo, what is going on?" He right there, it looked like he realized that something's not right. Something is not right. Something is going on, basically. So, but Daeron basically, Daemon, he gets on Caraxes and goes and sets fire to the palace and the gates himself. And I was like, all right, Daemon. He's just like, yo, this needs to be done quickly. You know what I'm saying? Something's up.
Taking too long.
It's taking too long. Something's up. Let me go ahead and end this quickly. I can't wait for the Winter Wolves to take the gate and open the gate, bro. So he goes and he basically fires. He walks up to the gates, and they push some kids out in front of the gate. I was just like, yo, Ormond is just like a rotten bastard, son. You're muted. You're muted.
I'm proud that some of those kids actually got out of there, man.
Some of those kids, yo.
Kids actually got out of there.
David basically is like, yo, move. He's standing there on a dragon, and they just basically cowering there. And he's just like, yo, move. And most of them basically left, but two of them was standing there still, and he was just like, yo, Dracarys.
I can't wait, man. I cannot wait. We got to get this thing done.
I gotta get this thing done, son. But I said by nightfall, son. I said by nightfall. So he basically, so he sets fire to the Westday. So basically, so he basically gets through the gates. Caraxes finally uses his head to basically ram through the rest of the gates, and Daemon on horseback is the first one through the gates. I was like, yo, that's why people follow you in the war, my dude.
That's right.
You was thorough, bro.
He gets
you said,
I'm going through first. And leads by horse.
Right into the gates. You know what I'm saying? So Lord Ormond is basically still finally finds Off asleep on a latrine, son. My man is drunk, asleep.
Hey, so Ormond gives him the instant sober up ass kicking. Sober your ass up, boy. Sober your ass up, man.
But now as I think about it, I'm like, yo, he got back on that dragon drunk, son. He was drunk when he got back on that dragon, son. My goodness. So he beats him up and tells him to get back on his dragon and do what he was told. So Off was looking at him like, he's like, all right, you gonna get yours, B. You gonna get yours. So he basically, after seeing Hugh the Hammer basically killing the High Tower men, Aemon is in the streets fighting right and left the different High Towers. He looks off to his right, and he sees Hugh the Hammer come through and this basically kill a High Tower men, calling out his wife's name, and Daemon's just like, all right, well, I can't do nothing about that. It is what it is. And then Daemon is met by Ormond's man. I can't remember his name, man. I keep forgetting his name. I wrote it down once, so I can't remember his name, man. But it's a real big guy with the chain links as his crest, his family crest. And they go toe to toe basically in the streets, and then Gawain finds Daeron trying to saddle up his dragon, telling him he's about to go out there. And then when the dragon, and he's just like, yo, you gonna have to go through me. You ain't leaving here, my dude. Not on that dragon. You gonna have to go through me. When the dragon actually looks up and like he hears another dragon, hears another dragon, and it's off.
Hey, thanks, Jaguar. It's Lord John Roxton.
Thank you. Bold John the Bold, right? Bold John Roxton, right? That's his name. Thank you very much, Jaguar. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. So basically, so finally, Ulf finds his way back to his dragon after some Hightower men basically slit the throats of the dudes who were basically holding his dragon or watching over his dragon, and he gets on his dragon and then fires on the Targaryen forces, man. That's exactly what I thought he was basically hired to do. And the leader of the White Wolves finally finds Lord Ormond, follows him up the walls once basically he knows that he has Ulf out there, and everybody's just like, oh, we might have a chance. All right, no doubt. So Ormond basically goes to the walls and starts fighting, and the leader of the White Wolves finally sees him and follows him up there, and they basically have a fight on the walls basically, and Lord Ormond actually seemed like he was holding his own. The White Wolf was a little old, so he basically was like kind of pushed back a little bit basically here and there, and then
Roddy the Ruin, I think his name is.
Oh, cool. Good name. Good catch. So he ends up actually cutting off Roddy's arm, but he gets the best of him. Finally able to basically, knocks over Ormond, and then takes out a dagger and stabs him up the rear end. Man, I was just like, that's a good way for him to die. He was a bastard. That was a good way for him to die, man. I was just like, ooh, that was brutal right there. That was brutal.
But he wasn't dead yet.
He wasn't dead yet. He basically sitting there, and then after he's basically goes through strafing the whole Targaryen army. He turns towards Tumbleton and is just like, you know what?
Too.
F y'all too. F y'all too. And he comes through and he burns Lord Ormond and Roddy the Ruin. And Roddy the Ruin's just like, this is the kind of death that I wanted, baby. He's like, I did it. And they both get burnt. And then Ulf basically starts burning Tumbleton. And I'm just like, yo. So he's running through burning all Tumbleton. Daemon is fighting Lord Roxton or Sir Roxton in the streets basically, and the walls basically start to weaken and collapse on top of both of them, or at least in between them, and it basically knocks Daemon down to the ground. You're muted again, bro.
Yeah, in between them.
In between them, exactly. Yeah. But it knocks Daemon out for a quick little bit, knocks him out for a little bit. So he wakes up a little bit later to basically see the scene of the town, basically of small folk just burnt. People was carrying their burnt children in their hands, and he's just like, damn,
deja vu. Deja vu. That's the same thing Arya woke up to.
Arya's view. Exactly. Arya's view in King's Landing. It definitely had, that's exactly what I thought I saw. Two situations like that, basically, where it was like shell shock, where it was just like, nothing but quiet, basically that. And when Jon basically, kind of gets out, climbs his way out of the body of people on the Battle of the Bastards. And when Arya basically gets knocked out and running in King's Landing, basically, and runs into that shop or whatever like that, basically. He's basically shell shocked. He's looking around like, damn. I fucked up this bitch. She gave me one job, bro. She gave me one job. The news cameras is outside. Like he's just like, damn.
Hey, that reminds me of when you remember How High when Method Man said, "Yo, man, I know Dean probably mad at us for throwing that wild ass party," and Redman was like, "Man, that party wasn't that wild." Yeah, that shit did get kind of wild.
Exactly, son. Yes, it got kind of wild. It got kind of out of hand, my dude. It got kind of
out of hand.
Way out of hand. Way
it
out
wasn't
of
me
hand.
though. It wasn't me though. I'm on the ground. It wasn't me. It was that dude, man.
Jaguar said, "I felt joy when Damon got his ass beat." Yeah, he did get his ass beat.
Yo, the other guy had a Valyrian. Because they both had Valyrian steel swords. Damon had Dark Sister, and the other dude had one called Orphan Maker.
Right. I read that about him. Yeah, exactly, yo. So he was getting his ass beat if it wasn't for that wall that basically fell on Damon and separated them with the wall and fire, basically. It's different when the other guy isn't scared of him and it also has a Valyrian steel sword. Exactly. Hey, the God saved Damon real quick. That's what it is.
That's right.
So, but he gets found by Corlys, who tells him, "Yo, it's done.
We are leaving.
We are leaving. Period. We are leaving."
Which is good for Rhaenyra, because God damn it, Rhaenyra needs some friggin' experience on her council. She need him back badly, yo. Half that stuff wouldn't have happened if Corlys was there, yo. She had no wisdom on that council. None.
What's Corlys gonna do now?
But he could at least help her for the rest.
I feel you.
I'm tired of looking at the damn the friggin' misfits over there that they had just hanging out in the damn council. Because truthfully, the other the Maester tried to give her a little bit of wisdom, but it was mostly Damon crazy ass, and then the misfits just saying stupid shit and
exactly. She listened to Mysaria, basically, you know,
weaving her way through. You know what I mean?
It was ridiculous. So back at the Red Keep. Helena is, sitting down doing her needlepoint, and then she looks over at the window and she decides to get up and start walking towards it. And back in Tumbleton, Hugh Hammers finally finds his wife to find that she is dead. Basically, I thought for a second that she was unconscious, but no, she's dead. He's just big mad.
Whole family gone.
And then Rhaenyra arrives back at the Red Keep after she basically has given her rousing speech, and she finds Helena's thrown her. She's told to go, I guess, to go to Helena's room, and she goes to Helena's room and finds that she has thrown herself out the window. And Rhaenyra basically picks up the completed tapestry to find a picture of herself sitting on the Iron Throne, bleeding down the Iron Throne. And that was the end of the season, bro. That was the end of the season.
End of the season.
That wrapped it up pretty good for me, man. I was just like, okay, so Rhaenyra basically, after all the, I feel like pleading, like somebody tell me that I'm a queen. I'm the queen. Somebody tell me that I'm a good queen. Somebody tell me that I'm supposed to be queen. Somebody please tell me. Somebody please tell me. And everybody's just like, you here.
It doesn't even matter. You're already on the throne.
You know what I'm saying? And so basically, but she sees the sad tapestry and knows that Helena is a dreamer, and finally gets I guess confirmation that your reign's not gonna be a good one, bro. Your reign's not gonna be a good one, and you're gonna end up bleeding on that throne, basically. But I wanted to see a whole view of that tapestry. But I'm guessing that basically is the tapestry that basically we see during the beginning credits of the show. So that's basically how the season ended, man. What do you think about the season?
Yeah, man, it sets it all up for season 4. Now Rhaenyra is really stressing because it is a doctrine in 101 that they decided that no females can inherit the throne, right? And so Viserys actually went against that, and that's what turned half of them already. And like Jaguar said earlier, but it was a couple of things that they diverted from the books, because Daemon wasn't even supposed to be there, but shoot, he made the scene. He made it kind of a
he
Jon
had to be
Snow
there.
leading us through the takeover of King's Landing kind of thing. So
they weren't gonna let that happen without him there.
Yeah, none of that stuff would have been as entertaining, you know. And technically, Hugh was supposed to turn on them too, as the book said, but
right.
you know,
but they've been changing things up, like you said.
Battle of Tumbletons. There's supposed to be 2 Battle of Tumbletons, so you know, so at least next season, we definitely gonna get the God's Eye. We should get the raiding up the Dragon Pit and all of that stuff, and it should be definitely they should wrap it all up.
Wrap it all up. Exactly. Let me read some of these comments real quick. My man Jaguar basically says Corlys would have been there if Rhaenyra had given him true. If you would have given him what he wanted, what he asked for, you know what I'm saying? He would have been there if you would have basically said, "All right, your sons are now Valerians, man. Go off and do it and help me run this town." You know what I'm saying?
Like Tyrion told Dany about Jon Snow in the Dragon Class. Give him the glass. It costs you nothing. You didn't even know it was here.
You didn't know it was here. It costs you nothing. Exactly, Jams. Exactly.
Yeah.
He was supposed to turn on his turn in this battle, and they messed up. They messed that up also. Maelor was supposed to be born before Helena murks herself. Exactly. They can't get simple stuff right.
They just said cut him out. That's
basically
expense.
Basically, I mean, hey,
they want childcare. That's what
in true Song of Ice and Fire fashion. When it comes to adaptations, they just like, yeah, we don't need that extra character. Why should we cast? Why should we cast a toddler or a baby basically for one episode? You know how much things have to go. No, for real. I went to to the Georgia Film Academy, and there's a lot that goes into it when you have to have a child. Like, you know how much extra problems they had to have just to have those kids in that scene, in those scenes on the wall, son. They had to have so many different things that they had to have built in just to have those kids on set. So I'm not mad at them.
Save the money, spend it on the dragons.
Spend it on the dragons. Save some money, spend it on the dragons, baby. Exactly. Season 4 is going to be Craig was saying it should be a next year, but Jaguar says it's not going to come until 2008.
Oh, Lord have mercy, man. This is ridiculous, bro.
I think honestly, I had a feeling that what they were going to do was go back and forth with Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So that makes sense. That they were going to do next year they're going to come
But Night of the Seven Kingdoms came out before both of them came out the same year.
The same year, yeah, but I mean, I believe they're filming, or it's a pre-production of them filming the second season of.
No, they just finished. They just wrapped on the filming of season 2 for Night.
They just wrapped on it on pre-production.
So Night of the Seven Kingdoms probably come out next year.
And you know how long it took for them to make this season of House of the Dragons. So it's one thing when you don't have a lot of the special effects as far as V8, the digital, imagery that you have to see basically. So that takes extra time to basically put in production after you filmed everything. How not the Seven Kingdoms, they could basically film that, have it all edited up, and basically put that out in less than 6 months if they basically have already finished it. So I could see that coming back maybe by Christmas, if not beginning of next year. I could see that happening. But yeah, so it possibly will be coming back in 2028. Exactly. Wow, 2 years. We do get season 2 of Night of the Seven Kingdoms next year. There you go. It's wrapped. And the pacing of the show got screwed up when they cut episodes 9 and 10 off of episode 2 of season 2 and made them episodes 1 and 2 of season 3. Exactly. Everything is up in the air for season 3. House of the Dragons felt rushed. Yeah, but I get it why it's rushed, because they honestly do have a hard cap of season 4. They're not going to go past season 4. They're going to try to wrap this up basically to finish this story off. It's not a long ending. It's not a long saga. It basically is just telling of a story that happened in history. So I can understand that they want to basically tell. They have a lot that they got to cram into season 4. Personally, there's a lot of things that's supposed to happen in those next 8 seasons. and the fact that they're basically keeping themselves to 7 seasons, to 8 seasons, to 8 episodes. Was it Night of the Seven Kingdoms 8 episodes also? Yes. Or was that 6?
No. There was 8. It was 8.
It was 8. So yeah, I mean, they're just doing 8. That's how
Yeah.
Nowadays. Exactly. So anyway, thank you so much, Drew Jans, for joining me once again. Thank you everyone else out there for joining me. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate that I saw a good amount of little viewers in here. Thank you so much. We're pushing closer and closer to 500 500 subscribers. And I thank you so much. Go ahead and subscribe. Check if you haven't subscribed already. Please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps out. Please follow me on Instagram at Kwame Nakomi, or it's on X at Kwame Nakomi with the number 1, or you can email me at kwamenakomi@gmail.com. Please email me if you are interested in joining my fantasy football league. It's going to be real. It's going to be a lot of fun. I really hope you do that. But till next time, please take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Be a part of your community. Be a neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Do your civic duty. Go out there and vote. And may you always find water and shade. Peace out, everybody. Thank you so much.